his word or for me. Grab myself a bit of it here. Go and get myself some juice. Now, those of you wondering why I deleted the other video, not happy with it. I told you that with me, I am constantly working to better myself. If I don't do it right, do it all over again. I'm happy about the blessings here. We got amazing blessing. We got amazing blessing to be able to have a beautiful place to work at. But to bring in other sources into that, like the naysayers, no, I got to stop doing that. I'm teaching myself. I'm learning as in this process of constantly correcting myself. And this is what Christians do. We constantly correct ourselves. I don't care if there was 10,000 on it. It's gone. Because again, at the end of the day, I want to do things to satisfy my Lord. At the end of the day, if it means that all this is going to get in the way of my salvation, it's gone. Just like that, I'm not doing it no more. That's it. My Lord comes first. So we don't delete videos, and understand this, and just want to say this one time today. So we don't delete this. We have evidence. We have enough to prosecute you. It's not a problem. It's just that I don't want to incorporate that into every single video, and that's what I'm training myself to do. Like, hey, look, it's done. God's taking care of that. No need to talk about that anymore. Literally have these conversations with myself off camera, me and the Lord. Like, Lord says, why do you keep bringing that up? You don't have to bring that up. It's already taken care of. I'm taking care of that. You concentrate on what I'm blessing you to do. Don't even worry about that at all, period. That's already taken care of. It doesn't need to be known. It doesn't need to be announced. I have this. That's what I got to learn. So, let's get to business. We're blessed. We got a nice place we're going to be going to pretty soon. That's a wonderful blessing right there. It's not going to cost me a lot of money, which is fantastic. Because, again, I try to save money as much as possible. And it's just everything's working out quite well for us. But the mother of all screens. So, we named this thing the mother of all screens. It's two reasons why it was called this. We didn't mention why what the other one was. We just say it's a mother of all screens. It's designed to take out the screen. Yes, it does have that capability. We showed you against Diamond technology, which is one of the most advanced screens I've seen so far. Because Diamond is the reason why we have the black technology, because of the advancements we saw in Diamond's technology, which was way surpassed ours. And that's why, like I said, I could have taken the time to just spend years hating them. But no, I learned from their technology, and I learned to develop better technology. But, and again, giving them credit at the end of the day, because, again, they were ahead of the pack when it came to darker screens. We just developed the black technology. But you have to give credit where credit is due. It's nicknamed the mother of all screens because it also has a part of the best screen paints we've ever developed. Phoenix, Phantoms, they had incredible capability. Even the 8 had a capability to be painted outside and displayed. 8s did all kinds of crazy stuff. So each one of those screen paints, the best of the ability of those products is embedded in the Quasar. Quasar has a piece of each one of these. This is why it does so much. It is why we call it the mother of all screens, because it is the mother of the technology that we have embedded, and we have in the past now embedded to this technology and added with FLE capabilities. That's why. Now, the second version of mother of all screens is because it has the ability to take out any other screen, and no screen can match it. It has so many capabilities attached to it that what screen do you know it's going to do? Projector mapping, you can submerge screens underwater, you have ultra short throw capabilities inside and out, makes 720p projectors so absolutely incredible. So it has an enhancement technology that makes a 720p $10 projector or even a $75 projector look absolutely incredible outside. It has all those capabilities. Easy to apply. We didn't use any expensive screens, no expensive motorized projectors, none of that. We painted it to a dirty piece of plywood, and we painted it to United States Postal Service boxes. What projectors did we use? No 1080p's, no 4K's. We used cheap projectors under $100. Actually, less than that. Yeah, under $80, because the most expensive projector we have is Old Faithful. She was $75. The other projector is the NEC, that's $60. And the other projector I got off eBay, which I did unboxing on and hit the screen with it, was $10. That's it. That's all we used. Only one that has an HDMI port is actually the ultra short though, and that's it. So it shows you that we didn't require any expensive projectors to do any of the demonstrations. No expensive screens, nothing. Screens were hit with tons of light. Even the screen was even hit with commercial lighting, which we have in the garage. And on top of that, we had two massive floodlights that were hitting the screen. They were about 1,000 watts. And this is actually when the screen was at 10%. It was absorbing all that light. So it was able to do things that no other screen is tested to be able to do. And all those tests have challenges sitting on. Matter of fact, one was actually launched to prove that your screen paints can actually bring onto everybody, including and certifies also that you could bring up a 100% Infinity 1 contrast over a star field in a fully lit environment, which we know you can't do. So that's why we consider it to be the mother of all screens. First things first, if it takes out certified easily, then that means that any screen paint underneath that, you're not going to pass it. You don't even have the capability. You can't basically compete with the black diamond technology, which we know you cannot do. And if you can't compete with daylights, because that screen that daylight makes is actually super dark, you can't compete with that either. Mind you, these are physical screens. So physical screens have films, which means they have this kind of reflective surface, which allows them to generate high white levels, which they have that capability, and they produce color better than gray product, gray screen paint mixes, by far. And they have the ability to produce a darker contrast level, and they can generate in fully lit environments. Screen paints, usually the highest they can go is 2.0. That's as high as you can go. Can't go any higher than that. You don't generate, your screens are not dark enough to generate. And then the darker versions I have seen myself and have tested myself personally, they don't even work correctly. They have issues. They have issues with white levels. They have issues with operating in fully lit environments. A lot of them are marked, not ambient light projection, which is still, I can't figure out how that one even works because it's a darker product. From what I've seen from the smarter surface, which I had over here, it does generate a good white level, but then at certain times when we do it against black versus black, it has difficult times generating this white level, especially when the lights are on, it comes up extremely dark. Not properly tested at all, period. And as for the other ones, well, we don't consider you to be screen paints because of cancellations. That's why. The cancellations. There's nothing else to say in between that. It's just we have cancellations on you, and there's no point in speaking about you because, again, if you can't back it up, what's the point? Move on. As for the other certifies, yeah, a no gunmetal screen is going to be to stand up to it, as you saw in the demonstrations. So that's why we named it the mother of all screens. You can spend $5,000 for a projection screen. You can't, some of the screens that are $5,000, you can't work them with ultra short throw projectors. You have to pick a special screen. Like we did with daylight screen, we had a special certified screen up there for ultra short throw. We can't use that one because it won't work with it. So we have to use that one instead. Ours, we can do both. We can swap out back and forth, but no problem. Can't do that with the other screens. Certified screens are not going to be projector mapping application. We've got a huge field of people who are in the projector mapping applications, and they can't use that for that. The visible, you're not going to be able to get a front and rear with a screen you just paid $5,000 for. It's not going to happen. You have to spend separately for that one. That technology, also the invisible version, has the ability to be able to do acoustic technology. It does inflatable screens. It converts those into black technology. Can't do that with a $5,000 projection screen. Not going to happen. You definitely ain't taking it outside. We know that's not happening. Dedicated theater rooms. Well, here's the problem you have with that. You're going to spend money for the screen. You're going to spend another $10,000 to $20,000 to have somebody come and rip up your ceiling and put in these little stars that are going to do the exact same thing every freaking day. Or our technology, under $400, you can just go in and paint a giant screen in, which is not going to cost you extra money, and paint your entire ceiling and display the galaxy if you want, or anything you want. Snowstorms, make it rain, turn the ceiling into liquid, whatever you want. It's up to you. That capability at the end of the day, I think that's a lot more power at the end of the day when you consider the fact that you're going to have a $5,000 screen at 100 inches, and you know 100 inches really doesn't do well in a dedicated setup. You have to be at least 35 and up in there. 35 inches and up for dedicated. If you got the money, you can put the 150 inches. We had 150 in one of ours, so yeah. But yeah, you don't want to start with 100 inch. Not for a movie setup. That's just a waste of time. Just do that whole setup to begin with. But anyway, yeah, it gives you that ability to do that at the end of the day. So it has so many different versions of applications. You're not being charged extra because there's an invisible counterpart to it. That's actually a free option that you can go, Then I want to do a rear projection screen. This will be cool. Click, you got it. Up fast. It's automatically. You don't pay anything extra for it. Those of you who have those big bulky projectors, I've seen that Epson LS800. That thing's a freaking nightstand. If you turn it up on its side, it is a big projector. It's actually bigger than the venues I have over here. I could imagine looking at that eyesore right there in front of your setup. Counterpart of that technology has an invisible capability, which means that you can take a piece of plexiglass and you can coat that with that technology and stick that projector behind it. And now when you come in to turn on your TV, it's going to be a TV anyway, after we get done with it, you turn on your projector TV, put it that way, and it hits to that invisible technology. You're just going to see the image pop up, and that's it. No big bulky projector in the way. Use it in a fully lit environment. Pick up a 100% infinity contrast level, which you're supposed to have to begin with if you're going to claim it to be a TV. So you can turn that option off in your projector. You won't need that. It's pointless. Pick up in a fully lit environment. No color fade, no washout, nothing. And you don't even have to have one of the expensive projectors. You can go pick up any projector to do the exact same thing. And we did put our resume up showing you what we know in visible technology versus everybody else, which our resume is quite impressive, especially when you got screens being pushed through windows while sunlight's going to the other end. So that shows you that we do have the ability to do so. We can go back 10 years and show it. All right, I am setting up for something I want to do for a design for the mother of all screens. So it has that capability to do all that. The customer has so many options at their fingertips, it's not even funny on what you can do with it. And as you saw with the paint on application, there's no 1 and 2 coats. There's no shaking and stirring and all that nonsense. No instructions on base out of paint. You pour it down, you paint it, and you're done. That's it. We dry these things right in front of you multiple times. And our screens are actually 100% black. I'm pretty sure I should know this because I started it. If anyone wants to argue with me on that one, you can go back to my channel, my company under Digital 4K Crystal Onyx, and look at the date compared to everybody now. It'll still not even have that technology. We had it 8 years ago. Let me say, I want to start off with the burst. There we go. That's perfect. The beginning of the mother of all screens. So that's how it's got its 2 names. 1, because it surpasses every screen on the market. And 2, because it is the mother of all screens. And as I explained to people before, I really wouldn't go around challenging this at the end of the day. If you're a company at the end of the day, I'm giving you fair warning. I wouldn't do it if I were you. I'm not trying to brag on this. I'm just explaining you just don't really want to do this. Because again, this will basically implode your company easily. How are you going to compete with it? Front projection, that thing can convert to visible technology. It has the ability to convert over to visible technology. It can do rear projection as you do front projection. It can do front projection and rear projection at the same time while you're doing front projection. It can cover golf simulators. It can cover baseball simulators because it has that invisible technology that can basically convert back and forth too. It has an infinity 1 contrast level, which any screen basically doesn't pick up a 100% black. It'll wipe you clean with no problem. It generates extremely high white levels, which means it has the ability to overpower anything, which is black surfaces, black paint, fabric, whatever. It can pick up at 1,000 lumens outside. It can generate at 50 lumens off a table in a fully lit environment. How do you compete with that? And the certified screens can't come near it. Can't. That's why it's got the nickname, the mother of all screens. And on top of that, it can bounce outside its elements, which means it can actually project to ceilings, it can project to floors, and it can use projector mapping applications, which your screen paint can't even begin to even think of doing. The invisible version can submerge itself underwater, and you can project fish right through it and projector map underwater. The applications for that thing is unbelievable, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. This is the stair step to this technology. It actually is going to have another counterpart that's going to come out in 2026 that's going to be part of the Omega technology because of what that thing can do. Yep. It's quite impressive. That's why it's got the nickname, the mother of all screens, because of what it can do. I had to go in and put... so it allows the customers to go beyond the next level. And then on top of that, it comes in massive containers. It gives the customers 10 times more paint. $267. A technology that can take out a $5,000 screen. A $5,000 screen at 100 inches at 50 ounces, that's a 200-inch screen. You do the math on how much a $5,000 screen is going to cost you at 200 inches. That means that a 200-inch screen, you have a range of aspect ratios of 16:9, 16:10, 235.1, and 239.1. Which means the biggest screen you'll be able to get out of that at 235 is 178 inch at 235.1. I used to have one. Those things are huge. I know because I designed 235.1 screens. I build them, so I know how the sizes they come in. So you could do 235.1. If you're doing a 1610, you could do 127, 129, 126. They do the 1610s. Sky's the limit. What you can do with it. Surfaces, oh, man, what can't you coat over? And what have we done already? We've done styrofoam, bed sheets. We've done just about everything. I even painted over a blanket one time. Anything, because we tested this stuff on anything we could possibly put it against. So this technology we call mother-of-all screen has a bit of the best screen paints we ever developed. It has part of it in this to make up the base of the mother-of-all screens, and then mixed in with the element 77, which is FLE, Fusion Light Energy. It has those capabilities to make projectors look absolutely incredible. Mind you, all my demonstrations, I mainly use a Old Faithful to show that the screen can register at 1,000 lumens. But majority of the demonstrations were done at 1080p, sometimes 720p, and we use the Sony VPO FA30s, and we use the Christie LW505s. Those are 4,000, 5,000 lumen projectors to show off, to flex the screen, to show exactly how powerful it was. But this time around, we didn't even touch those projectors. We used a $10 projector. That was our main projector we used, a 720p XGA. Those pictures and images you're seeing, it's coming off a $10 projector at 720p. Yeah, so all the projectors that were used on that technology were all 720p machines. That's why we're getting the heavy hits on Facebook. They're coming in and they're just hitting the rewind over and over and over again, watching the video slideshows on this thing because they can't believe that's a 720p projector. That thing costs less than your projector right now at home. $10, that's all we paid for it. So that gives the customer the understanding that he or she does not have to go in and spend all this money. I told you, whatever projector they use in the demonstration, that's the picture quality you're going to get from that projector. That's the projector, and that's the money you're going to have to spend. If you want to spend something better, you're going to have to go higher than that. That's why. Let me see. Let me grab. Now, one of the technologies that's embedded in our screen paints, I think it was a Luminous. A Luminous was a screen paint. A Luminous 4K was a screen paint that can make a 720p look like a 4K. Anybody want to doubt me on that? Go look it up on my channel. We had ViewSonic PX747 I picked up. A 4K projector, not compressed, ViewSonic, a real dip. And we put it against 720p, as you can tell one from the other. That's what the Luminous 4K could do. So, that's in there. Yep, let me see what I want to do with this. So I'm going to put down mother of all screens. That's why it's got the two names. Two counterparts there. Now, does it have gaming capabilities? Yeah, you can game on it. Of course you can game on it. But the Apex Gamer that we're designing is going to be far more advanced when it comes to that category. Because I want something completely different. I want a dedicated gamer paint. When we get done with that stuff, it'll show you where your PS5, your gaming system is lacking everything. That paint that we're designing is going to take those consoles and gaming systems to a whole nother level. You'll see your gaming 10 times different with that new technology we're working on, but that's later on down the time. Right now we want to concentrate on this one. So this is going to be available on the 14th. It has free worldwide shipping. All gallons are now available overseas. The only ones we can't bring overseas is the popcorn package. But all gallons, those particular gallons, the 92, That does come with LED lights, by the way. They all come with these LED lights in the package as a thank you. They are free shipping overseas. We break it down differently for overseas because we have to put it in the box for them. Other people will be just getting the huge mass of 92 containers. So we got bigger containers. We got 64s, which is 2 quarts, and we have the 50 ounces for placing the 32s. Then we have the big ounce, which is the 992 ounces, which paints a 400-inch screen. And people are grabbing those. They always grab the big gallons because, again, these guys are planning to do multiple walls and screens outside, and pretty much you can paint the entire place. I had one guy saying he wanted screens all over his environment like we had ours. And people are grabbing them for the dedicated theater room setups because they're going to put a 150-inch screen in a dedication room. They're going to do the ceiling and set their projectors up and everything. On top of that, you can coat it to floors too. So let's get this cracking for this one, because I got to make a promo plate to send out on this one. So that's why it's got, for 2 reasons, it's got the mother of all screens, because it's the mother of the technology we have, because it's a bit of each one in that one, and we call it the mother of all screens because no screen will take it. Now, I was going to do it that way. I decided not to. I was going to go wipe out entire lists. We're not doing that. Because you got other people at the end of the day who are not a part of this. They don't care about this at all, and I'm glad they don't. They're in their own little world. They're making their money. Always wish people the best of luck in what they're doing at the end of the day. So that would be intruding on what they're doing, and that would be wrong. That would be stepping over the line. So we're going to give it the title. But if you feel the need that you want to basically challenge it, we're open to the challenge. We're just not going to go in and just wipe out an entire eBay list and wipe out an entire Amazon list, and people got nothing to do with it. They're in their own world, they're doing their own thing. That's wrong for me to walk over in their backyard and ruin their picnic at the end of the day. That's wrong. So we're just going to basically we call it what it is, you know what I mean? And whoever decides that they want to step over the fence and they want to challenge it, knock yourself out. Just let you know that, stand in your business at the end of the day. Nobody will touch you once you hit one of these things. And for those of you saying, well, how are you so sure? Spartan was never launched. You know that, right? We got launched. Spartan was sitting on a table. We never launched the thing. All we had to do was talk about what a Spartan could do, and they were terrified of that thing. Mind you, so terrified, an entire state was removed for that Spartan technology. He is scared to death of that thing. He should have, because that thing would have wiped him 6 ways from Sunday. And that was a Phantom, mind you. It was a Phantom converted to FLE technology. And this is the same paint that he claimed that he beat. So I was like, fine, we'll upgrade the version of the Phantom. We'll call it a Spartan. And then we basically started showing this thing off. Basically, we didn't even show this thing, we were advertising. But they know what we're capable of doing. They know what kind of technology we develop. So they figured we're putting that much push into a technology. It's not something I want to go against. That was the screen he was supposed to go against. So when we came to go buy, what happened? I was on the website. I was dropping in my information. The state's missing. Went over it twice. The state's missing. It's gone. It's not there. So he removed the entire state of Pennsylvania because he didn't want to go against the Spartan technology. That tells you right there. Our reputation, our reputation is so heavy that we don't even have to show off a screen. We can literally talk about it, and they're terrified of it because they know our reputation, what we do. How good your reputation has to be that you don't even have to show off a screen, that people are terrified you just mention the screen you're bringing out, and what the purpose of it, what it was for. That tells you right there. I never even had to launch it, ever. I didn't have to launch it. He was so terrible. I knew something was wrong because shopping carts are being locked on the door. No one locks shopping carts when they're on vacation. Why would you do that? You're missing an opportunity to make money. So that's the first time I knew something was wrong. I didn't do it when I went to Disney World. Why would I? I put that money back when I come off vacation. I was doing some orders while I was on vacation. A few people called me. They apologized for calling me on vacation, but I didn't mind me. I was sitting there waiting for food anyway. Might as well get a couple orders in, right? Well, that's what I did. So, I don't know who does that. I have bought projectors from people that were on vacation, And they just noted at the bottom, I'm on vacation. If you want it, I'll take care of it when I get it back. And I was like, fine, I'm in no rush, and I paid for it. And that's how I got the projectors. I got some of the projectors over there like that. So the minute I started seeing these shopping carts locked, I was like, oh yeah. You can't give us another cancellation. You can't. We have too many already on them, so he can't give us another cancellation. So what option does he have left? But I sat there sitting on camera. What option does he have left? He can't give us. He can't afford to give us another cancellation. What else can he do? You can't sit on it. You can't sit on the money, because we can file a PayPal complaint against him, and we can request the item. We don't want the money. We want the item. He has 10 days to give us the item or the money. Or they give us back the money. Faster than the 10 days are up. That means they can't ship it to us. So, I guess he came up with the genius idea to lock all his shopping carts. If he didn't lock his shopping carts and the order went through, he's going to have no choice but to return the money, right? So, he's stuck in that situation whether he likes it or not. So let's lock the shopping carts ahead of time so he can't make any orders. And then, when it comes time for him to make the orders, I'll just remove the entire state of Pennsylvania. Am I in your head already, Mr. Rogers? I think I am. That's what you did. Because you can't process an order, the state's missing. And you can't sit there and say, well, we don't service Pennsylvania, because I have previous cancel receipts from you showing you did service Pennsylvania. So it is what it is. I never had to show off Spartan technology. Never did. They were that terrified of it. They know what they're up against. They bark, they talk a lot of trash, and that's what they do. And when it becomes time for us to face them one-on-one, they shut down automatically. And money starts transferring back into the accounts. And keep a dime of it. So if my technology is such a fake and such a phony, why do we have the money back in the accounts? How come I don't have a container right here of your product? It tells you right there. So that's why we don't consider them. I give them the opportunity. I give everybody the opportunity to back their products up. If you cancel out, there's no point in going any farther on it. You know? But as for the other screen paints I've seen on Amazon, and I've seen, or we did paint on screens, we've done them already. I've had goose screen already. I've painted. Matter of fact, we got their top best of the best, which is a darker product they have. And that couldn't compete with the black technology. We've done everybody. It comes down to this, at the bottom line. If you can't read the Infinity one, you're not going to pass the screen. You can't get past it. That's what it comes down to. Now, the screen I really would love to be able to test is a carbon black. I like to test that screen. That would be interesting, especially coming from Diamond Technology. That would be really interesting to see what they have versus our technology. Can we compete with it? Yeah, we can. And I'll tell you why we can compete with it. Due to the fact that this screen does something that a carbon can't do. Carbon can't go invisible. This one can. It probably can use for projector mapping applications. I'm pretty sure it probably has that capability. I wonder if it's ultra short though compatible. We don't know yet. Ours is ultra short though compatible. You're not taking that thing outside, because I haven't seen one outside yet, and you can take this stuff outside if you want. So I'm curious what the counterparts of it. But I know for one thing, it doesn't have invisible technology. Let's say make one, they make an invisible version of it. But then again, it's probably going to cost you more, because you're going to have a physical invisible and a physical acoustic and a physical front projection. All those are going to be different. They're not all going to do the same thing. The mother of raw screen. So it's still interesting they made a black screen. Because we've been preaching that for the longest time, that the black technology is far more advanced than the gunmetal, than the gray screen, and the white screen. I mean, you still have people out there still hanging out by thread saying that the gray screen is still, no, it's not. It served the purpose. Whoops, well, just words. Mother of all black. Ain't a bad idea for that one too. Mother of all screens. It served the purpose. It did a long time ago. Before black screens, before gunmetals ever existed, it served the purpose. Now you got these gunmetal screens, whole different category of technology. Gray screen is a budget screen. It's right up there with the white screen. Let's see. Did it serve the purpose? And it did a good job while it served its purpose. But time has passed. You don't see stores selling 8-tracks anymore, do you? You don't see them selling VCRs. You don't go to Best Buy and find a VCR or an 8-track player. None of that. And it served its purpose. It served its time. The technology has taken over. That's the thing about technology. Either roll with it or get crushed by it. That's how it works. You have your Sony PS5 system. You have your Elite PCs. People aren't sure using Atari 2600s. Retro gamers use them, but it's not something that's sold over a PS5, is it? No. Or a gaming PC, it's not. It's considered to be retro. It's old technology. That's what it is. So the gray screen served its purpose. Those of you that are sitting out there with gray screens, guess what you have? You have an outdated screen. You have a budget screen. That's what you have. The black screen is the superior screen. You know, those of you are saying, well, you got gunmetal, yeah, but my gunmetal is more advanced and it certifies. You got the test to back it up. If I'm going to make a gunmetal, it's going to be better than those screens in the day. But still, at the end of the day, this pulls the infinity contrast. Even that dark silver Cinemax, this pulls the infinity contrast level. I don't know how people do. You do a dedicated setup, and you watch a movie that inquires 100% black, and yet you're seeing shades of gray. And you still consider that to be an acceptable screen. And you pay all this money for this dedicated theater room. You get the best chairs, you get this infinity ceiling in it. By the way, that's black. And you get a gray and white screen in there. How does that even work? That's the conversation I'm having right now on their forum site. Like, how does that work? So technically, you're not seeing black at all. I think I ought to bring this up a little bit toward here. So let's talk about getting good colors and white levels, but we're just going to exclude black out the window. It's not needed. No, that's the reason why projectors don't work when lights come on. Your screens can absorb light. So if you look at the lineup of Elite screens, perfect lineup of those screens. You have your white screens, cheap screens. You have your gray screen, which is a cinema gray, about $800 to $700 projection screen, more expensive than the white screen. You have your cinema gray 5D, which is darker than the cinema gray, much more darker, a little bit more expensive, $1,400–1,500. And then you have the darkest one, which is the Dark Star 9, $3 grand. So how come if the gray screen was so advanced, how come it's not up front where the Dark Star 9 is sitting? And how come the Dark Star 9 is not sitting all the way over here? How come that darkest screen costs $3 grand and this one over here only costs $800? Because this one over here produces a heavier contrast level, has a much higher gain, it picks up better color. That's why. Over this one over here, which is a lighter screen, which picks up, the colors are somewhat fair on it. It doesn't pick up actual black. They're much lighter shades of gray. It requires to be in darker environments. Yeah, there you go. And the whiter screen, well, you know where you're going with that. The darker screens are the more advanced screens. Technically, if you go to a forum site and you ask them what's the best color screen to use for your 4K and 1080p projector, it's going to tell you darker screen. You never should be using a light gray screen ever. Let me see. Because that's how I learned all that stuff, because I was going to all these different forum sites and I was getting information when I started developing dark technology. I didn't know that stuff off the bat. I had to learn all that stuff. After I saw the black diamond destroy my stuff, I had to go in there to do all that research. Why are these darker screens better? What's the best thing to use but a 4K and 1080p projector? Darker screens come up better. Buy your projector, you'll have it by contrast. You'll have 10,000 to 1, 20,000 to 1, 4,000 to 1. You never see a white level up there. You get 4,000 to 1 white level. No. Contrast. Let me see what we're doing here with this. So, you know, we get our technology where it needs to be at. Probably would only after I pass off this earth, somebody will take over where I'm at. And then you'll see a change in projectors. No point. If all screens were black, you wouldn't have the contrast rating on a projector. It wouldn't exist. You wouldn't need it. Why would you need it? What company's going to sit there? If all projection screens came black, what would be the point of basically putting contrast on a projector? That's why it's cheaper for my customers to buy whatever they want, because they're always going to reach the infinity level because the screen's automatically black. Okay, let me see. Yep. Mother of all screens. That's why she got it. Okay, let me see. What we're doing here on this, I still got a Facebook page to make up on this thing, so we can get that ready. You think that's crazy? This is the online that I have to do to broadcast this thing. Now there, a little different. A little different because we have a showroom in there. We can actually show up the screen. You can come in and see it. And I told the person who owns the place that we have black screen. They was like, they can't get over that. A black projection screen. Yeah, I understand, because it's the same concept I want to do, and I saw the diamond. Because we thought the diamonds were black, but still darkest thing I've ever seen in my life at that time. And I'm thinking, like, how the frig is he doing this? Like, it just kept me baffled all day. Like, how did he do it? How do you get a screen that dark to generate like that? How? So I understand what goes through a person's mind. Tell people at the end of the day, you would never hear me say out of my mouth that I'm ever jealous or hate another screen. No. If they earn the right to be there. I've tested their stuff is good. Can't compete with our technology, but it's good. Very good. That's why I like testing against certified screens. Certified screens are good screens. That's a screen that gives you a challenge. Especially, we have an advantage point when we go through black. But gunmetal, we have more fun because gunmetal screen against gunmetal, it's a different category. It's more of a challenge for us when we do gunmetal versus gunmetal. We do black, we know they can't keep up because their screens are generating black. That's why. Other than that, always good. I like testing against the certified. The certifieds make good screens. Now, one of the screen paints I like the Pro HD. The Pro HD, we ordered it from this guy on eBay. No shenanigans, no tricks, nothing. Got it down here, 100% professional. Read through his website, read through his eBay account, everything by the book. Clear, crystal clear. Understood what he was talking about, explained it perfectly. Brought it down here, I liked it. It was actually, like I said, lighter technology. I don't like the lighter screens again because our technology doesn't blend well with it, but still it was very good. I liked it. So, you know, if I ever get in a situation where somebody wants a much more lighter screen, we're gonna push that business his way because I like how we did everything. But never, ever give that opportunity to the other ones, because I don't want them getting ripped off, number one, and that's my name going out there at the end of the day. They don't do things correctly. How do you have this thing? It's right there in your face, buddy. It's right there in your face. In your face the whole time. You did not see that thing. Other wall screws. No. You got your roll in it. It's FLE. For those you don't understand, what does that RL stand for? Radiant light. That's what that abbreviation stands for. Now, pretty soon, I'd say around football season popping up, we got that color screen paint. There's another project we're working on, that color screen paint. We showed some of it before. We got a color screen paint. I want to basically get a letter out to the NFL. Maybe we can reach out to them, get permission to use their logos and stuff for these screens we want to customize with sports colors on them and stuff like that for people's man caves or whatever they're going to use it for. That's another thing we're working on. And before you touch anyone's copyrighted material, trademark material, you need to write them a letter or email them or something asking for permission to do this. Because if not, you're going to get sued. Because they need to get a percentage of everything you made. Well, not everything you made, but using their product. Let's see, quasar. I'm happy. Got a good product for our customers. I'm happy about that. And about time that customers, I mean, we've been designing products for a long time. It's about time products, we finally got a technology that is going to cover everything for our customers. Instead of them being nickel and dimed on every old thing. When acoustic, got to pay extra for that. When rear projection, you got to pay extra for that. When a screen to run an ultra short throw, you got to pay extra for that. Yep, it's kind of messed up. All in one, everything. One thing plus about having an 800 number. Let's come out more professional though. 85 minutes. 800 numbers holds a great deal of weight. They do. Definitely make it look more professional, 800 numbers. And our free worldwide shipping. Child love at the end of the day. Take care of my customers. Getting their free shipping. Because, you know, people overseas who have to pay a lot for customs, and they got to pay for the product, they got to pay for the, I guess when they transfer from through customs, they pay for all that. So I think giving them free shipping, basically we paying for it, takes a lot off of them. That's why I don't mind paying it. Alright people, I'm done from there. Hope I had time to explain to you why we call it that. I gotta go. Thank you for your time, and God bless.